Greetings of peace. My name is Rob Hotep. I am broadcasting on behalf of 13scienceastrology.com. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Very important video today. I'm going to talk about the topic of the conspiracy behind vitamins. The conspiracy behind vitamins. You might be thinking to yourself, wow, you're a straight conspiracy theorist. Now you're trying to say that there's a conspiracy behind vitamins? We need vitamins to live. Vitamins are essential, right? Well, I guess what the first question you should ask yourself is, what are vitamins? Do you really truly know what vitamins are? Most people don't. You think of vitamins as letters. Vitamin A, vitamin K, vitamin C, or vitamin B, but you really don't truly exactly know what vitamins are. Now, what I want to first go ahead and point out here, just off the fly, is vitamins were discovered by a man. So therefore, technically, vitamins are man-made. And anything that's man-made is not needed. If something is created by a man, it's not needed. It's a luxury. You may want it, but it's not needed. The things that are needed for our survival were created by nature. So if it wasn't created by nature, it's man-made. Not woman-made, man-made. Because if it's created by a woman, it's created by nature. Unless that woman is up under the spell of a man. That's a whole nother story. So anyway, vitamins, what are they? Let's first go ahead and break down what vitamins are by going into the definition of it. And when you look at the definition, vitamins are actually a compound of vital and then amines. And I'm going to stop right there. We need to stop right there because I think the listening audience needs to be educated on Amen. Now, when you look at the term vitamins, you see Amen. And Amen was a deity, an Egyptian deity. Amen Ra. And the words have meanings to them. When we see words, and you see words within words, it's a reason why a word is within a word. Because that word is within that word because it is a part of that word. So a lot of people don't know how to speak the ancient tongues. They don't realize that a lot of English has ancient words in it. A lot of ancient words are involved in English. Arabic is in English. A whole lot of people know this. English is a bastardized language. So I'm not going to spend too much time talking about that. But if you look at the term vitamin or vital amine, because that's what a vitamin is a vital amine. What is Amen? Or who is Amen? Amen was an Egyptian deity, a Natiru. And Amen means hidden. That's what it exactly means. That's what it translates to. So actually, according to the Egyptian language, an Amen or a vital Amen would be something that's vital to your life, but that's hidden. That's not, you don't see it. And you can't really see a vitamin. You can't see a vitamin. Like you could see water, right? You need it. You could see that. So that wouldn't be considered Amen. That wouldn't be considered hidden. So when Egyptians use the term Amen, that means hidden. So when they say Amen Ray, that means the hidden light. There's light, but it's hidden. It's hidden within the mysteries. So Amen goes into the mysteries or into the secrets or the unknown or the things that you can't see or actually the occult. So when you talk about a vitamin, you're dealing with an amino acid. Amen again. Vital amine, amino acid. And there's actually, I believe 20 essential amino acids that humans need. There's 20 essential amino acids that humans need. And vitamins, they make up basically several of them. Now, most of the vitamins have different amino acids. That's what they actually are. They are amino acids that a man pretty much put letters on. So when you look at vitamins, you're like, oh, I need some vitamin A. I need some vitamin C. You have to know that there's no such thing as vitamin A. There's no such thing as vitamin C because those things are made up. They're really amino acids. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and break down vitamins. I want to go ahead and break down vitamins and go ahead and break down each one. Because a lot of people don't realize this, that vitamins or the amino acids, or Amen, or those particular deities that are part of the school of Amen, because Amen was a priesthood. You see, Amen was a priesthood, or the Ammonite. See, he was the hidden one. He was the Ammonite, and vitamins are part of the priesthood of Amen. You see, vitamins or amino acids are living and intelligent, and they're very much deities, and they're very much a part of the order of the Natiru. So I want to point that out here straight up. Vitamins are intelligent and a part of the order of the Natiru, and they're needed for your survival. See, humans think that we're self-sufficient and self-sustaining, but we're not. The vitamins are a part of our ancestral line as well. They're two-dimensional, but so what? They're very much a part of our ancestral line and a part of us getting to where we're at. We're based on the vitamins and proteins, the building blocks of life. So let's go into vitamin A. There's 13 different vitamins. 13, there's that number again. 13 signs of astrology, 13 vitamins, 13 lunar phases, 13 chakras. The list goes on. 13, 13, 13. So you got vitamin A, which is composed of retinol. That's one. Vitamin B1, which is thiamine. Vitamin C, which is ascorbic acid. Vitamin D, which is calciferol. Vitamin B2, which is riboflavin. Vitamin E, which is tocopherol. Vitamin B12, which is cobalamin. Vitamin K, which is phylloquinone. Vitamin B5, which is pantothenic. Vitamin B7, which is biotin. Vitamin B6, which is pyridixine. Some of these words are really hard to pronounce. Vitamin B3, which is niacin. Vitamin B9, which is folic acid. So those are your vitamins. Those are your 13 vitamins. Now I'm going to go ahead and break down what these vitamins are good for, because a lot of people, or what these amino acids are good for, because a lot of people, we're sleeping. Like, vitamins are nutrients, people. Nutrients. Now, what are nutrients? I'm coming up with all these words and people don't like thinking. Most people are like, oh, I know what a nutrient is. That's nutrition. It nourishes you, right? Right. Nutrition is nourishment. Problem is that most people don't eat food. In order to be nourished by eating, you need to eat food. Most people don't eat food. They eat things that were processed in factories that you call food, but that's not food. Potato chips. Well, that's potatoes, Ram Hotep. Genetically modified potatoes. Keep that in mind. Genetically modified potatoes. So they aren't real potatoes. They're man-made. They're fake potatoes. So even in that, or most people eat candy, or you can die. Candy, you can die. And you eat these things and you call that food. That's not food. Food is anything that has nutrition in it, which breeds nourishment. Nutrition equals nourishment. Nu, which is dealing with another ancient Egyptian term, nu, dealing with water. Going into a whole nother, that's dealing with a whole nother phase, but look at the words. Nutrition goes back to ancient Egypt. So it's telling you that, like, if you really start to like really research these words and break them down, you see they always have Egyptian derivatives or connotations, especially when you get into health. Like, I'm going to do a video on minerals. That goes back to ancient Egypt. Minerals. So the ancient Egyptians, they were masters at health. Masters at health. I mean, a lot of the remedies, a lot of our household remedies, and a lot of our nutritional remedies that we have were created by the Egyptians and the Wiccans as well, like I pointed out in one of my last videos. But I mean, hands down, when you're dealing with nutritional health, herbology, crystals, minerals, all of that, the Egyptians, hands down, were cold when it came to just mapping out and having us to get a great understanding of how these amino acids or these amines can help us. Now, vitamin A is good for the blood, the skin, the bones, the eyes, and cell growth. So vitamin A essentially is pretty much good for replenishing, for cell growth. And this is important because when you deal with cell growth, cells are the building blocks of your body. Your body is composed of a lot of cells. So cell growth and new cells is how you get a new body. So having and creating cell growth is how you refresh your skin, how you rejuvenate your skin. Your skin is always shedding, so it's always coming back through your cells, through your skin cells. So you want to take the vitamin A so that you can make sure that, you know, your cells are replenished. Now, let me stop right here. This is part one. I want you guys to understand this. This is part one to a couple videos I'm going to do today on health. And this is part one. So in this video, I don't want you to go when this video is over and go out and run and buy vitamin A, vitamin B, vitamin C, and go buy a bunch of multivitamins and think you're good. Because I'm going to go through this list and tell you what these vitamins are good for. But you have to keep this in mind, that a lot of vitamins come from unnatural sources. And I'll get into that in a minute. So I'm just stopping right now because a lot of people might just stop the video in the middle, go out and run and buy some vitamin A, or go out and buy some, or go take some multivitamins, not knowing that those multivitamins could have came from an unnatural source. And your body might not be able to metabolize them, which means they're useful. They're useless. I mean, if your body can't metabolize these vitamins, they're useless. So you want to make sure you get them from good sources, and I'm going to get into that in part two. Now, vitamin A is good for the blood, skin, bones, eyes, and cell growth, the replenishing and the renewing of the body. Vitamin B is good for circulation, the brain function, and proper digestion. Proper digestion. So, vitamin B1, that is. So that's good for, that's like your overall circulation, just your overall, like, that's your well-being. Like, if your blood's not circulating right, that's why people get depressed and stressed out, because their blood's not circulating right. So you need some vitamin B1. Vitamin B2 is good for the red blood cells, cell respiration and growth, nail growth, hair growth. All the ladies out there that want your hair, real nails. I like a woman with real nails. You know, I want a woman with real nails. I'm just pointing that out. So, and I want a woman with, and Ram Hotep is single right now, but not trying to be on the market or anything, been through a lot of things or whatever. But when I do get back on the market, as they say, hate to call it a market like it's a racket or whatever, but nowadays it is. Everything's commerce. But when Ram Hotep is back on the market, I want a woman with real nails. And if you want that real nail growth, you need to take that vitamin B2. That's going to be real good for your hair and your nails. You want real hair and not Asian hair or a dead woman's hair. You need to take that vitamin B2. You need to take that. B3. Vitamin B3 is good for your skin, nervous system, metabolism. It's even good for schizophrenia. It's good for hair and nail growth as well. So that's the vitamin B3. So you hear that? Schizophrenia. It's good for schizophrenia. A lot of people email me like, I got mental disorders. I'm having issues with my mind. What do you suggest? Listen, you're not taking in nutrition. Vitamins are nutrients. The reason why people are sick and mentally imbalanced and mentally unstable is because they're not taking in nutrients. They're not taking in food. You guys aren't eating food, and you wonder why you're not healthy. And then you want to go and take drugs and think that's going to cure your health problems, but that's not going to do anything, because drugs are acidic and they're not nutritional either. I'm talking about, when I say drugs, I'm talking about pharmaceutical drugs. They're not nutritional, so that's not going to help you either. Now, the B5, let's go to the B5. B5 turns protein into energy. Very key, because when you're taking protein, you want to make sure that it's converted into energy. And a lot of times people take vitamins and stuff, right? But they don't realize certain vitamins work together with other vitamins. So you want protein, like you taking protein supplements, right? But then you're not really taking anything that has B5 in it. So it's like the B5 works with protein. They work hand in hand so that it can turn the protein into the chi, the energy that you need. Protein can turn into chi as well, spiritual energy. So taking these vitamins, I mean, they're going to give you a better meditative state. Like when your body's has the proper nutrition, I should say, not taking vitamins, but when your body has the proper nutrients, you're going to have a better meditative state, a better sleep, more energy, clearer skin, more testosterone for the males. So, I mean, it's just overall good. You don't need caffeine. Like, people need caffeine and all this stuff because you guys aren't taking in nutrients. You won't need all these things if you're taking in nutrients. And then there's an alternative to caffeine on top of that. So I'll get into that in another video. Now, the vitamin B6, very key. DNA repair. Everybody always talks about they want to upgrade their DNA. It's all these teachers out here talking about you can upgrade your DNA. You need to repair your DNA. You need to activate your DNA. Most people don't even know what activating their DNA is, for one thing, because, again, they don't know about nutrition. How can you know about activating your DNA and you're not into nutrition? You're not going to ever get your DNA activated unless you're eating properly, unless you're meditating, because DNA has switches that go on and off. And these vital amines, or these amino acids, are responsible for turning on a lot of these switches on and off. These vitamins are the triggers to do that. Now, at one point, I'll get into that in a minute. I'm gonna say something about vitamin C, but I'll wait till I get to vitamin C. So yeah, the B5 is really good for the DNA. I'm sorry, B6 is good for the DNA repair. It's also good for cancer, and it's good for your overall immune system, your overall immunity, any type of allergies, and arthritis. So B6 is good for mucus, to break up mucus, all of that. That's your vitamin B6. B12, good for proper digestion. It's also good for the nervous system. A lot of people, and this is an issue that I'm learning to get over as I meditate, and slowly but surely I'm getting over it, but I had this issue real bad growing up. Being really nervous, fidgety, twitchy. Always, see me, I have an overabundance of energy, so that's why I'm like that. I always have to be doing something. I always got to be on the move. I always got to be, feel like just always got to be doing something. That's just me. I always feel like I have to be like that or whatever. And since I learned about vitamin B12, and I've been a vegetarian for a long time. See, let me point this out. I was a vegetarian as a youngster, and I didn't know anything about nutrition. See, I'm like, oh, I just don't want to eat meat, and I'm going to eat healthy. See, I was on that. You know what I'm saying? I've been a vegetarian since I was 16, like on and off. Like, I mean, I've had meat on and off a few times in between there, but for the most part, definitely haven't went a whole 3 months eating meat since I was 16. Not even a whole month eating meat since I was 16. So, but I wasn't properly nutrition. I was still sick, still got sick, still everything. I mean, not experiencing everything that everybody else experienced, but still experiencing a lot of the things that people experience. And that's because I was not properly nutritioned and eating healthy. So I might have only got sick maybe once or twice a year, but maybe I would have only gotten sick once or twice every 3 to 5 years had I known about nutrition. And I found out I was lacking in B12, but I was lied to because I was taught by somebody that's in my family that's a doctor that the only way I can get B12 is through meat. And I'm really adamant about this now because I've learned that meat is not the only source of B12. I was ignorant. And if you don't know, see, that's why they're called that's why they're called amino acids or the amines, because they're hidden. So if you don't know where to get certain things, you ain't gonna know. They might be right, like your solution or your remedy to your health problem might be right next to you. Might be right next to you, like literally right next door to you. And you just go to the grocery store and get it, but you don't know what's in your food. You don't know nutrition. People just eat off their taste buds and they don't know things. You know what I'm saying? They go off what people tell them. They don't know things. So that's why I'm putting out this information about vitamins and about health. Now, you have vitamin C. Vitamin C. Now, vitamin C is a cold vitamin. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it here, but I'll say this. Vitamin C is good for at least 300 bodily functions. Talking tissue growth, anti-stress, all type of hormonal functions, asthma, cancer, the common cold, just good for the overall immunity in general. Now here's an important factor here. Your body creates all of the vitamins with the exception of vitamin C. That's the 13th vitamin or the missing vitamin that your body does not create, but it would, but it's a switch that's turned off in your body. And your body doesn't create vitamin C, it's a switch. If that switch was turned on, not only would your body create vitamin C, but guess what? You would live 3 times the amount of time that you are living right now. Just because that switch was turned on in your body. And if your body produced vitamin C. So that's important. That's important, beloveds. That's showing you how powerful vitamin C is. I mean, vitamin C is a very important thing. And most people only know one source of vitamin C, which is orange juice. That's what I'm saying. They don't teach us correctly. There's a lot of sources of vitamin C, but that's a very key vitamin. There's a lot more I can say about that, but I got to keep moving here because, time. Now, vitamin D, good for muscle weakness, bone and teeth growth, and it's actually good for colon cancer. So that's your vitamin D. Most people, when they think about vitamin D, they automatically think about milk, cow milk, and they think that's the best source of vitamin D. Wrong again. It's not the best source, and as you'll see, it's definitely not the best source in a minute. Now, vitamin K, that clears your blood. The clotting of the blood, any type of blood clot you might have, any type of skin tags, things like that. You take the vitamin K or you eat foods with vitamin K in it, it'll repair your blood issues and even a lot of your skin issues. So that's basically the 13 vitamins, what they're good for as far as different components of your body. These are the amines. These are the deities that are responsible for making sure that you are healthy at all times. A lot of these vitamins are responsible for a lot of your involuntary functions, a lot of things that you don't have to think about, a lot of functions in your body that you don't have to think about, but there's still an intelligence that is fueling them, which is the vitamins. That's the intelligence that's fueling them. Now, it's a big conspiracy going on. I know I talked about this earlier or whatever, but it's a big vitamin conspiracy going on, and the vitamin conspiracy is rooted in vitamin sources or where to get certain vitamins from. Now, what you have to remember is this. The whole vitamin thing is it's man-made. They went in and extracted different amino acids, learned about them, and then put letters on them. That's essentially what they did. And over the course of about 20 years, all the vitamins were just so-called discovered by this German scientist. I believe he was German. Forgot his name. You can look it up online. Forgot his name or whatever. But he discovered these vitamins and put the names and the letters on. He didn't discover the chemicals that they're made from. So when I say vitamins are man-made, I mean vitamins. There's no such thing as vitamin K. There's no such thing as vitamin A. That's what I mean by that. It's the amino acids that you're chasing after, and it's the nutrients, the structure of the vitamins that you're looking for, what's in them. And the whole conspiracy is based off of food sources. Like, say for instance, I was lied to as a kid. I was told that B12 vitamin B12 and meat was like, it was like a marriage, and that was the only place that you could get vitamin B12 was from meat. And I believed that for a long time, you know what I'm saying? And I still didn't eat meat, but I mean, I suffered because I didn't know where to get vitamin B12 from. I mean, I could have looked it up, but I was ignorant. But I'm just saying, that whole food pyramid, when you see the SAD diet or the standard American diet, and they show you that food diagram, and they got the meat and the eggs, and you need all of this stuff every day because they got certain vitamins in them. That's why they're telling you you need these things. But that's a deception and a conspiracy. And I'm going to say that for this reason. And the Western diet is a deception and conspiracy because they're not going to tell you that most of your herbs, your vegetables, and really there's one particular herb that's one that I'm going to talk about in part 2, or a few different herbs that you could take that has everything that you ever need in it. You don't need multivitamins. You don't need single vitamins like vitamin A, vitamin K. You don't have to eat meat to get vitamin B12. You don't have to eat meat to get protein. There's herbs. You don't even have to get multivitamins because multivitamins aren't good for you as well, because a lot of vitamins, you have to keep this in mind. They figured out and Ben figured this out when they found out about the amino acids. They figured out how to make vitamins, essentially vitamins that aren't natural, vitamins that didn't come from nature, vitamins that came from a factory, vitamins that are man-made. Like they can make unnatural sources of vitamin B. All the vitamins, they have unnatural sources of them, and your food has them in them. But we're in Western society. Everything is a product. Everything is about packaging. So in order for you to get your vitamins, you got to go buy vitamin A out of a bottle and go buy vitamin C out of a bottle versus just eating the right foods and taking the right herbs, which is still a food. Food is the solution. Nutrients is the solution. And the conspiracy is in people telling people that they have to eat meat to get vitamin B12. They have to drink cow pus or snot or cow mucus to get vitamin D. You don't have to do that. And I'm not trying to make people feel bad for the things that they do. That's not what I'm here for, beloveds. I'm not trying to make you feel bad. I'm just here to basically set the record straight and just like let people know, like, you're really being lied to based off of your ignorance because you won't look up things. If you do any amount of research, you'll see there's a tons of different natural sources for all of these vitamins that I named. So, and when you eat those foods, a lot of times they have multiple functions and multiple things that they're good for. So not only are you going to get vitamin, say for instance, like if you're eating the broccoli, not only are you going to get vitamin C from the broccoli, but you're going to get selenium. I mean, you're going to get certain minerals. So it's like a win-win, beloved. It's like when you like eat healthy and eat right and eat for vitamins and nutrients, and you're intelligent, you're a food scientist and you're a food revolutionist, you really can't lose. You really can't lose. So the whole conspiracy behind it is just the fact that it needs to be more education when it comes to vitamins and teaching people and educating people. So I put as much information in this video as I can, you know. I'm going to do a part 2, but I ask you to pass this video on to people because people need to learn about this vitamin conspiracy thing. They really do need to learn about the truth behind vitamins. Everything they say of vitamin A is correct. It's just the fact that they don't tell you what vitamin A is. That's the problem. And that's the whole conspiracy, and that's the lie, and that's the deception that, you know, has to be cleared up. So going to go ahead and do a part 2 to this video, and in part 2 it's going to be about solutions. I'm going to talk about some products, foods, things like that you can eat in part 2 to help you to get these vitamins. And really I'm going to talk about actually one thing that's going to help you with all the vitamins that you need. One particular food. One food. You don't need a multivitamin. You don't have to spend $30 on a multivitamin. You don't need anything but just one particular food that will give you all the nutrients, all the vitamins, all the minerals, everything that you need. So that's going to do it for me for the vitamin conspiracy. I thank you for listening. I thank you for watching. Make sure you go out there and get you some good natural sources of vitamins. Stop feeding into the hype, y'all. Really got to stop feeding into the hype. Got to stop it. So thank you guys. And until we meet again, I'll leave you in peace, light, and love.